Hey, how's it going? Brian Kane here, and welcome to pillar number 6, mental imagery and meditation. Two of the most underused and I think misunderstood aspects of peak mental performance. Now, the objectives of this unit are that you're going to learn the why, how, and when to use mental imagery and meditation. You're going to understand that visualization can help athletes identify what needs to change and then see the path of how to get there. You're going to understand how to use mental imagery to increase the quality of preparation, to build confidence, and decrease the time it takes for skill acquisition. Also, how mental imagery and meditation can be used to reduce the stress of competition and the stress of goal achievement. So, what is this skill set of mental imagery and meditation? Well, mental imagery, often referred to as visualization or mental rehearsal, is the process of creating mental experiences that resemble actual physical experiences. Meditation, on the other hand, can help clients and athletes learn to quiet their minds, becoming more relaxed and more present, resulting in less stress and a greater focus on accomplishing essential tasks and recovery. Why is this skill set important? Because when you begin to train and develop the skill set of mental imagery and meditation, you will notice clients and athletes who are better able to stay calm and focus on the present task rather than get caught up in the past or the future. Evaluate circumstances and respond to situations logically and rationally rather than emotionally and allowing their emotion to take over. They're going to be able to better manage the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of competition and goal achievement by turning off stress and switching into recovery mode. Now, many of the myths and mistakes that I've seen coaches and trainers or clients and athletes make is they say, well, I already do imagery. And there's a big difference between imagery and daydreaming, right? And if you start explaining what mental imagery is simply seeing yourself perform, in your mind's eye. They'll go, oh, I do that all the time. And they'll do it, here and there and for 3 seconds here and 5 seconds there. And they're just kind of daydreaming instead of a structured 10-minute training process of I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do mental imagery in a deep, relaxed state. I'm going to affirm confidence conditioning statements. I'm going to recall previous success and rehearse what I want for future success. So they think they're already doing it, but they're just not doing it structured. They're not doing it systematically. And they're probably not doing it at the depth of a level that they need to achieve their goals. A lot of other myths and mistakes I hear are that I just don't have time for this mental imagery. Well, mental imagery is simply an exercise you can do when your head hits the pillow every night. If you're a coach or a trainer that has athletes do Normatec boots or some sort of recovery protocol, or if they're doing any sort of rehabilitation where they're, hooked up to an electrical stim machine or something like that, where they're in an athletic training room, if you're in a high school, college, or professional setting, that is the ideal time to do mental imagery. Just think about the athletes in those settings is they're often flipping through their phone, and instead of flipping through your phone, let's flip through your previous best success and how you want to perform in the future by doing mental imagery. I hear this one all the time too. I'm just not good at it. I can't focus. Well, you weren't good at doing your sport or doing your job until you practiced it a lot either. So mental imagery will improve. Meditation will improve. Your ability to see yourself perform or to quiet your mind will improve the more you work at it. And then they also think that it takes years of practice to see any benefits, and it doesn't take years. It just takes a couple sessions, and you'll start seeing the benefits of meditation and mental imagery right away. Other myths and mistakes is that they think that this meditation is something I've got to shave my head and put on an orange robe and burn incense and sit down and go, oh, no. Meditation is not a spiritual or religious activity. It can be, but it's not the way that we're talking about it. It's simply an activity in quieting your mind and creating space. I think that a lot of times I think that it's only effective if my performance is perfect in my mental imagery. And they say, well, when I do mental imagery, I see myself missing shots in basketball, or I see myself, having to face adverse situations. Well, you're going to miss shots and you're going to face adverse situations in performance and in life. So let's visualize how we want to respond to those events. And then many times the biggest mistake that I see people make is they think that their performance will go just how they imagined. So they only visualize, unicorns and fairy dust in Disneyland and winning and achievement. Now, that's part of the process. We want to visualize the success, but we want to visualize it real. We want to visualize challenge. We want to visualize the struggle and how we're going to manage that and handle that. Now, coming up next, we're going to break down assessments of how and why we want to use meditation and mental imagery, how to apply them in our coaching, and simple strategies that you can use with clients and athletes to maximize the benefit of this skill set.